Deputy Laura, guess who started reading The Fourth Wing? You did not prepare me appropriately. Not Dylan. You know, in the first chapter. But Sean.
I just restarted that, Judge, this morning.
Yes, not Dylan.
He's the one that was about to get married to his fiance. And
oh. I mean, they didn't prepare you for that. You know, people are talking.
Have you read it before, Judge?
No. Here's my thing. I have a lot of books, right? And so whenever I go to the bookstore, they will say, "Oh, Stephanie, this is something you may like." I read everything. It just depends on the mood I'm in for what genre I read. And so I have Packed in the Box, that entire series, but I have to find it. So instead of finding it, I just downloaded it. And so I started reading it. And let me just tell you, she has not followed any rule that her sister gave her, which may be a good thing, maybe not.
Well, you are in for a. I won't even tell you anything else, but
no, do not, because. And I'm going to tell Jamisa, but Jamisa always does audio, and when she's driving, she is just like, I have to pull over and stop because this is getting to be too much. But no, I'm liking it. But it reminds me of another series I read, and it's going to come to me the name of that series, but I'm enjoying it. Somebody should make that into a movie, just like they should make Blood Guard into a movie.
I think I don't know if it's Hulu or Amazon, but one of those.
Oh wow. Don't make me get Hulu just for that series. State, did you all have a chance to review this request on Christopher Caballero for the return of seized property?
Yes.
All right, so if you all can approach. And Mr. Caballero, if you'll come forward. Hello. All right, so here's my question. With regards to the seizure of some of these items, has there been a civil suit filed with that?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right, if someone can check on that to see if there has already been forfeiture proceedings that have started.
I know that there hasn't on this one, Your Honor, because the only reason I think that they haven't, because there was a motion that was signed for return of the property, but we did it to Neil Kalfas, and that's why we filed this amended one. So I think that the property's still there. It's not in a pending litigation, but the only thing that we wanted to change, and I let the state know because I know that they don't agree, and they didn't. We wanted to have the items returned to Mr. Caballero rather than Mr. Kalfas.
All right, well, I mean, we can have a hearing on it.
And this, I was just gonna let you know, the state agreed to 17 and 18, but that's about it. And that's the currency, and I believe phone.
All right, so again, we're back to the question of whether a pretrial diversion, you know, what does that mean as far as the returning of seized property? If it were an outright dismissal, then.
Right.
So does anybody have any case law on that?
No, Your Honor, and I know that he's not entitled to it. That's what we're and from the court. And that's why I wouldn't confer with the state first, just because I knew that their policy is usually not to agree to stuff like that.
All right, so does anybody have any case law saying that it should or should not? I know what the law says about returning of property that's clearly been dismissed. And if it were just a dismissal and not a pretrial diversion, then there will be no question that it goes back to the defendant. So does anyone have any case law?
No, Judge.
And I don't, Your Honor.
All right, do y'all want to look very quickly, and I'll look very quickly as well?
Yeah, we can do that, Judge.
All right, let's do that. And I'll look as well. So just have a seat. It'll only take a few moments. Research doesn't take that long these days. All right, Rodolfo Aceves. Hi, I'm so sorry. Your attorney told me about your father's passing. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you for sharing, to be honest.
If you need anything or to talk to anyone about that, just let probation know, okay? And then there was a request for you to travel. So that was approved. So you'll be able to travel. They're going to make you do a UA when you come back.
Mhm.
All right. How's everything else going?
Well, everything else is going pretty good. I still on the same job, still working on it, and oh yeah, me and my family are all right and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you need anything else from the court, just let us know, okay? Ms. Abrams, is there anything else?
No, Judge, his probation officer indicates that he's complying with all the
I mean,
conditions of his probation. He doesn't have any concerns at this point, and they're just wishing to continue to monitor.
All right, so if you keep this up, the court will, of course, consider early termination if you complete everything successfully. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what I am going to do. You know, Fiesta is coming up. Let's not get crazy doing Fiesta, okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, so what we'll do, when do you want to recall this back, Bashan, just to see how everything is going?
Judge, 45 days or 90 days is sufficient. I think 90 days would be sufficient.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 90-day reset just for an update. All right, so we'll see you back on June 23rd. That is a Monday. Is that good for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Just one last thing, I really want to say the thank yous for allowing me to go to Mexico.
All right, you.
Visit my family.
All right, you're welcome. And if you just need something, I always tell people communication is key. Just ask probation. If you feel as though for some reason they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Norma, if you'll give him a reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Oh,
Jose Romero?
Yes, Your Honor, President, on this matter.
Yes.
Your Honor, with regard to him, I just met with him at the magistrate court, and the court did order an evaluation for him, which is supposed to be conducted soon. They reset the matter till May 1st.
Mhm.
I was gonna request a date soon thereafter of that to see about the status of that evaluation and how the MAG court is gonna treat the competency issue.
All right, is he on docket today?
Yes, Your Honor, yeah.
And where is he?
Believe he's still in the back. You want me to?
Yes, Deputy Laura, could you bring out Jose Romero? All right,
Okay.
and when is
The setting in magistrate court with Judge Lisa Rodriguez is May 1st, Judge. And I did want to let the court know that I have a vacation letter from May 12th through the 16th of that week, but I can do it either before or after.
okay. So they have a competency evaluation scheduled.
Yes, it's already scheduled, Judge. It's my understanding it's going to be conducted with Dr. Lee. And then they're going to send that finding to me and then the prosecutor, and then we're going to evaluate whether I guess it's agreed or contested.
So are they evaluating him on that date, or he's already going to be evaluated on the May 1st date?
It's my understanding he had an appointment on March 21st with the doctor for
Mhm.
that evaluation. But then the court, the magistrate court just, I guess, set it for May 1st because they don't know how long the report. It should take 30 days, which would
Okay.
be, yeah, I guess April 24th.
When is your vacation?
It's May 12th, Judge. So do you guys have availability perhaps between between May 1st and maybe like the 10th, somewhere in that week, May?
Well, no, I mean, if you want to, you're saying May 10th, that's the weekend we won't be here.
Okay, okay.
But do you want it the week of the 5th or something else?
Sure. Yeah, I think actually, Judge, now you mentioned the 5th. I have another setting with y'all on May 5th. So if that day works with you, that would.
Right, we'll put it on May 5th. Norma, Jose Romero, that's going to be coming back on May 5th.
Great. Thank you so much, Your Honor. I'll inform him of that as well, Judge.
Okay.
And then I also, on another matter on today's docket, that state just handed me a dismissal. Yeah, can I get a Robert Stevens, please? Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. All right. Daniel Montoya. All right, first things first, defense, do you know when his competency evaluation is scheduled?
No, I do not. I didn't check with Judge Rodriguez's court this morning.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you look on Daniel Montoya and see when his competency is scheduled? And then you're asking for his bond to be reinstated?
Yes, Your Honor. And we're not objecting to the same conditions of leg monitor. And for him to, he was actually at the Haven for Hope, and I was able to talk to him. And on the 20th, to let him know about the warrant.
Just 1 second, I'm sorry. Could someone pull the violation report on Daniel Montoya for me, please? Thank you. Let me just have them pull the
Okay.
report, unless you have a copy of it.
Well, mine has writing on it.
Okay.
But may I just add this part, and I'm not going to talk about the violation report. What I'm going to talk about is that once I was able to get a hold of him, he does not have a cell phone. He was at the Haven for Hope, and I told him about the warrant, and he went and turned himself in on the 20th. With his leg monitor on. So just so the court will know that. And that's the relief we're going to be seeking, is that he had another address that Lifetime set up for him, but it was not workable. So he wants to go back to the Haven for Hope with the leg monitor.
All right, so I am not the one who signed the bond forfeiture. At least I don't think I am, because it doesn't show.
It was an after hours, Your Honor.
All right, so does anyone want to see the violation report?
State does have a copy, Your Honor.
And I have a copy.
So I understand that you're saying he was at the Haven for Hope, but my concern is the charge he has, and it says that he was at Gloria's Hideout, which is a bar, from 7:41 PM to 8:14 PM. And then he was at another bar, the Sunset Bar, from 8:35 PM to 9:42 PM. And then he went back to Gloria's Hideout from 9:44 PM to 11:35 PM. And he never returned.
Yeah, Your Honor, and if I misled you in any way, he
no.
went to the Haven for Hope after, right? On the
After the
20th.
bar runs.
Well, he never went in any bars. He doesn't have any money.
No, I
And-
mean, it says here that that's where he was.
No, there's a difference between being in a parking lot and being in a bar.
I'm just saying what this says. So he was there
So
and he wasn't supposed to be there.
he broke curfew. And that his curfew was 10 PM. Okay. So we're just seeking for him to, after he left there, he went to the Haven for Hope. And that's where on the 20th, and that's where he remained. They processed him in, even though he had a leg monitor, even with his charge, that he could stay there. And that's where he would like to go back.
All right, so to the clerk, could you pull for me the conditions of his bond? Just whoever put the conditions in. All right, so he was on partial GPS for employment and or school approved upon verification. So it wasn't a curfew. He was only allowed to be out and about if it was for employment. So,
And he was out and about because he did not like where Lifetime arranged for, like, in some, like group home or a place where other people live. He didn't do well there. So, he was just roaming around, and then he decided to go to the Haven for Hope. That was his thing. Judge, he needs, that's one of the beauties of a Haven for Hope, is they'll have access to a telephone for people there to assist him, not only with his medication.
no, but we're still not addressing the issues that, one, he's on GPS. It's not a GPS curfew. It's for employment or school only. And that's with approval. So he wasn't working and he was at, whether he went into the bar or not. Did you go into the bar? All right, so he's in a parking lot at two different bars.
And just for the state's record, looking on Google, there's no parking lot. These are on the side of the street. And I have those images pulled up if the board would like to see.
So those are my issues.
Are you saying that this building has no parking, which would, they don't allow people to put businesses up without at least a few parking spaces? So I'm not sure about that. But, Your Honor, I think the issue here for him is where can he continue getting his mental health and be in a more secure place than Haven for Hope, where he can have his mental exam, he can come to court, he can do all of those things. Locking him up doesn't serve a purpose, just he's now going backwards. Because at Lifetime, he was put on medication, he was getting counseling,
And he
now
left Lifetime.
everything is, a Lifetime is great. Now everything is going to be undone. Keeping him in jail doesn't help him, because we know that there's not a psychiatrist that's going to come by today when he gets back and say, hey, how are you doing? You know, how are your medications going? You know, he can't take anything unless somebody, a
Well,
psychiatrist
the
sees
problem
him.
is he's on GPS. I don't take the offense as true or not, but I do have to go by the fact that it's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And
This is his first violation, Your Honor.
he's on curfew. I mean, not on curfew. He's on partial for employment or school only. And we got the tattoo things that are going on here. So. Yeah. State, are you in agreement with reinstating?
We are not, Your Honor. The state will remind the court that we were here last time on the 17th, which was the day before this for a sentencing hearing, where the defendant was supposed to be sentenced. There was an issue of competency, so he was released, or not released, I'm sorry. I guess walked out with a GPS monitor, and the next day he goes to 2 different bars. The state's concerned that he's violating his pretrial conditions. He's not taking the orders of the court seriously. He is going to bars whether he went in or not. I don't have any proof otherwise, but if he's just standing in parking lots of bars, that's also concerning. Additionally, he is a repeat offender and on for a violent offense, which has 2 counts with 2 different victims.
All right.
And so at this time, the state's just.
All right, and also with regards to reinstating the bond, it will be up to the bondsman, number one, whether or not they want the bond reinstated, because I cannot reinstate a bond when there is a commercial bond unless the bondsman has no objection to that. So honestly, I'm not inclined to reinstate his bond either way.
Well, Your Honor, the reason to put him on leg monitor is keeping away from the target, from the individuals that alleged to have been a victim of alleged crime, Your Honor. And that didn't happen. So we're not, the purpose of the leg monitors to keep him away from them. And that he was successful in doing, Your Honor. All throughout when he got out on bond and since he's been on leg monitor.
All right. So
So we're asking for a second chance, Your Honor, because the purpose of the leg monitor, the spirit of the leg monitor was obeyed.
all right, the motion is denied. I will not reinstate the bond. And we can go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 011984, State versus Daniel Montoya. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Arlene Gay,
And are you Mr. Montoya? I'm sorry, Daniel Montoya. Thank you. All right, Mr. Montoya, your attorney filed this motion to reinstate bond. As I've stated off the record, the court cannot reinstate bonds for a bondsman unless that bondsman informs the court that they want the bond to be reinstated. So the reinstatement of the bond is going to be denied.
if the bonding company comes to you, Your Honor, and they haven't filed an affidavit to surrender surety.
Mhm.
So it was an order from another judge that issued an arrest warrant. So if the bonding company lets the court know, we want to still be on this bond, does that mean the court is saying that you will allow him to continue outside in the free world on bond?
Now, what I'm saying is the first hurdle that the defense has in reinstating the bond is whether or not the bondsman wants the bond reinstated. The court has nothing before it suggesting that the bondsman wants the bond to be reinstated. So before we even get to the state's argument about why it should not be reinstated, the first hurdle is the bondsman. And the court has no information before it that the bondsman wants to continue to be on your bond. So reinstatement is denied.
Okay, Your Honor.
And if
Can we-
you,
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
no, if you speak to the bondsman and you all want to reapproach after you've spoken to the bondsman, you're an officer of the court, I'll accept whatever you state the bondsman has said. Then we can come back and then we'll go to the next steps.
Okay, great. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Brian Pena. Good morning. Any traveling for you?
Thursday.
Where you headed?
Mexico City.
All right. I always love your ties.
Thank you.
All right. On this case, so today is your plea deadline date, is that correct?
That's correct.
So Mr. Pena, are you requesting a jury trial? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
I was gonna say more four, just because of the amount of witnesses,
All right.
and we would be going to, if anything, jury for punishment.
All right. Ms. Ferguson.
Yes.
I need a jury trial date, 3 days, not including jury selection for this case, please. It's criminal trial division. All right, July 8th. Is everyone agreeable to July 8th?
So just to understand how that works, we picked July 8th.
Yes.
Okay, then yes, that would work.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, what will happen is you'll be brought back July 8th for jury trial. You'll be brought over dressed in whatever attire you have at the jail, whatever civilian clothing you have. If you wish to be attired in something different, you'll have to sign a clothing exchange. And
got it.
counsel, if there's an issue with the clothing exchange, just let the court know and we'll see if we can expedite that.
I got it, this. I'll take care of it.
All right, thank you. And before you all leave, if the court can get an acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who is here on Oscar Jimenez? I'm telling you, I'm watching the circle go round and round on Odyssey. All right, where's Mr. Oscar Jimenez?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
All right, he needs to come down. All right, so counsel, you filed a motion to withdraw,
I did, Your Honor.
and do you wish to proceed on the motion to withdraw?
I do, Your Honor.
Are you retained or appointed?
Appointed, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Ferguson, is Mr. Hill on? And are you going to have any objections to this attorney withdrawing? Okay. All right, and Norma, if you can see if Scott Hill can appear, please. All right, the court is going to call 2023 CR 2221, State versus Oscar Jimenez. Can I have someone for the state announce? For the defense?
Woodrow Halsted for Mr. Jimenez.
All right, and you are Mr. Jimenez?
Right.
All right, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Do you have any objections to his motion to withdraw?
No, ma'am.
So what that would mean, if you are still determined to be indigent, which it appears that you would be, then the attorney who would be representing you on this matter would be Griffin Scott Hill. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and knowing that, do you still have no objections to this attorney withdrawing?
Right.
All right, state any objections.
Sorry.
All right, the motion to withdraw will be granted. Just have a seat and we'll see if we can get the other attorney to be here. And Ms. Ferguson, if you can appoint Griffin Scott Hill to this case as well. All right, thank you.
Maybe excuse?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, the parties on Draper Ward. Good morning. How's it going?
It's going.
Where is the pen?
Judge.
I don't know yet.
I think I was coming to see you today. I usually try to pin one on if I know.
All right, so we are here on a motion to revoke. Are both parties prepared to proceed?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's right here. It's under my.
Sure. All right, the court is going to call 2024 CR 1983 State versus Ashley Yvonne Draper Ward. Could I have parties announce?
Andrew Harris, Salem for the state.
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
All right, and Norma, could you hand me a file stamp for a motion to revoke? And are you Ashley Yvonne Draper Ward? You're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Ashley Yvonne Draper Ward who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 1983 for the offense of attempting to take a weapon from an officer on June 27, 2024 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
On or about the 23rd day of December 2024 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Ashley Yvonne Draper Ward committed the offense of tampering with electronic monitor violation. of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State waives the remaining violation allegations.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is not, Judge.
State, what are you requesting?
Adjudicate guilt, assess punishment at 2 years of confinement in the state jail facility.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, she has 415 days credit. So we are asking the court to give her credit for time served.
All right. So you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Ashley Yvonne Draper Ward.
All right, what have you done while you've been on probation? Well, let me do this. Did you complete parenting classes?
I did several of them.
But did you complete it?
No, ma'am.
Why not? Deputy
I
Laura,
left the program
excuse me, you're not dressed appropriately for court. Yes.
because I left the program, ma'am.
All right, why did you leave the program?
I acted on impulse.
All right, that doesn't explain why you left the program. What was the impulse you were acting on?
Just overwhelmed. There was a lot going on up there and I just got fearful when I left.
All right, did you complete anger management?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and with regards to the referral for Center for Healthcare Services, had you been in contact with them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Doing what?
Worked at Little Caesars and then I was a home health care provider.
Oh, see, I don't even know why that's being allowed because I don't allow people to be home healthcare providers. And I specifically said no employment as a home healthcare provider. You're overwhelmed by life and yet you're somebody's home healthcare provider. But I don't allow people who have felony cases to be home healthcare providers.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's number 1. Probation, what are you recommending?
Judge, probation's recommendation is to amend for safety followed by aftercare.
All right. You have a choice. You can go to safety or I can revoke you. And if I revoke you, I'm sentencing you to the 2 years. Either way, time is going to pass in your life. It can either pass with you in safety and you're going to get extended on this probation, by the way. If you go to safety, I'm going to extend you for a year. So if you want to just do your time, you can do your time. You can go to the state jail facility. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years, or I will send you to safety.
You'll get credit The judge will give you credit for time served. State jail does their own calculations.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $500 fine, time and money for run concurrent. And I'll recommend the therapeutic community. So you're going to be sentenced to the 2 years in the state jail facility. You are entitled to whatever time that you've previously served. And I'm going to recommend the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community is to help you hopefully get your life in order so the criminal system will not see you again. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be
Thank you.
excused?
Yes, thank you.